In the Quran, one name appears more than any other. Not Adam, not Abraham, not even Muhammad. Moses, MUSA. His name is written 136 times, across more than 30 chapters. The Prophet Muhammad, the man to whom the book was revealed, is named 4 times. 4. A scripture, revealed in Arabic, in the deserts of 7th century Arabia, returns again and again and again to an Israelite prophet who lived in Egypt, roughly 2,000 years earlier. That is not an accident. It is a design. This is the story of MUSA, as Islam tells it. The same river, the same staff, the same sea, and then, quietly, a series of details that are not in the book of Exodus at all. A missing name, a different woman at the water, a crime the Quran refuses to lay at Aaron's feet, and a journey no Bible contains. By the end, you will understand why Muslims call Moses by a title given to no other prophet, and why the 5 daily prayers that 1.5 billion people perform today can be traced in Islamic tradition back to his voice. Begin with the setting. Egypt, under a king the Quran never names. That silence is deliberate. Where the Bible offers genealogy and chronology, the Quran offers a title, Pharaoh, and leaves the man anonymous. Historians have argued for centuries over who he was. Rameses II and his son, Meneptah, are the most common candidates, and Muslim scholars have never agreed on it either, because the text simply does not say. The story is not about a dynasty. It is about power, and what power does when it believes it is God. The Quran opens the account in the chapter called Al-Qasas, the stories, with a portrait of a state built on division. Pharaoh, it says, exalted himself in the land and split its people into factions, oppressing one group among them, slaughtering their sons and sparing their women. Into that policy, a child is born, and here comes the first thing that surprises people who know the story from Exodus. In the Bible, Moses' mother hides him, then sets him in the reeds. In the Quran, she is given an instruction, directly. God inspires the mother of Moses, "Nurse him, and when you fear for him, cast him into the river, and do not fear and do not grieve. We will return him to you and make him one of the messengers." She is not improvising, she is obeying. And the Quran does something else, the Bible does not. It follows her afterward. The next morning, it says, "The heart of the mother of Moses became empty, hollowed out, and she would have exposed everything had God not steadied her." A woman whose name the Quran never gives, whose grief the Quran records in detail. Then the basket is drawn from the water, and in Exodus, it is Pharaoh's daughter who finds him. In the Quran, it is Pharaoh's wife. She looks at the infant and says, "A comfort of the eye for me and for you. Do not kill him. Perhaps he will benefit us, or we may take him as a son." The Quran does not name her. Hadith tradition calls her Asiya and remembers her as one of the greatest women who ever lived, the tyrant's wife, who saved the tyrant's undoing. The child grows up in the palace of the man who ordered his death. He kills an Egyptian in a fight and flees. He spends years in Midian as a shepherd, marries, and one night, traveling with his family, sees a fire on the side of a mountain. He goes toward it to fetch a burning branch. What he finds is a voice. The 20th chapter, Taha, records it. "Indeed, I am your Lord, so remove your sandals. You are in the sacred valley of Tuwa, and I have chosen you, so listen to what is revealed. Indeed, I am God. There is no deity except me. So worship me and establish prayer for my remembrance." Read that last line again, because it is the hinge of this entire episode. The first command given to Moses on the mountain in the Quran is prayer. And notice what is happening in the exchange itself. God is speaking. Not through an angel, not through a dream, speaking. The Quran states it flatly in the 4th chapter. And God spoke to Moses directly. From that single sentence comes his title in Islam, Kalim Allah, the one to whom God spoke. This is Musa's place in the Islamic imagination. He is the mirror the Quran holds up to Muhammad, a man who is told to confront the most powerful ruler of his age with nothing but a message, who is disbelieved, mocked, threatened, and forced to flee, and who is told over and over that he is not alone. Every time the Quran retells Moses, it is also steadying a persecuted prophet in Mecca. Moses does not accept easily. He asks God to expand his chest, to ease his task, to untie the knot in his tongue so that people will understand him. And he asks for his brother. Appoint for me a helper from my family, Harun, my brother. The request is granted. Aaron becomes a prophet because Moses asked. What follows is the confrontation Egypt never expected. Pharaoh summons his sorcerers. They throw their ropes and staffs and the ground appears to writhe. Moses throws his staff and it swallows the illusion whole. And then the strangest reversal in the story. The magicians, the professionals, the ones who know exactly where the trick ends and something else begins, fall to the ground. We have believed, they say, in the Lord of Aaron and Moses. Pharaoh threatens to mutilate and crucify them. They answer that no harm will come to them. They are returning to their Lord regardless. The men hired to defeat the miracle become the first to be killed for it. The rest, you know. The night departure, the army at their backs. The command, strike the sea with your staff. And the water parting, each portion, the Quran says, like a great towering mountain. Pharaoh follows and is drowned, and as the water takes him, he cries out that he believes. It is refused. And then, a verse that has fascinated readers for centuries. Today we will save you in body, that you may be a sign to those who come after you. The man is destroyed, the body is kept. Now the two accounts diverge again, and this time it matters theologically. In the book of Exodus, while Moses is on the mountain, the people come to Aaron, and Aaron collects their gold, and Aaron makes the calf. The Quran does not say this. It names someone else entirely, a figure called Al-Samari, as the one who molded the calf and led the people astray. Aaron, in the Quranic account, warns them, "My people, you are only being tested by this. Your Lord is the most merciful, so follow me." They refuse and tell him they will not stop until Moses returns. When Moses comes down and seizes his brother in fury, Harun's defense is that he feared splitting the community in two. Islam does not permit a prophet to manufacture an idol. The Quran removes the accusation. And then there is a story with no biblical parallel at all. In the 18th chapter, Al-Kahf, Moses meets a servant of God, unnamed in the Quran, called Al-Khidr in the Hadith literature, who has been given a knowledge Moses does not have. Moses asks to follow him. He is told he will not be able to bear it. He follows anyway and watches this man scuttle a boat and do things that appear monstrous until the reasons are given at the end. The prophet, who spoke with God directly, is sent to be taught that he does not know everything. There is one more thing, and it reaches into the present day. Islamic tradition holds that during the night journey, the Prophet Muhammad was raised through the heavens and prayer was made obligatory upon his community. 50 prayers every day. On his way back, according to reports in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, he passes Moses. Moses asks what he has been given. When he hears the number, he tells him to go back and ask for less. He has led a community before. He knows what people can carry. The prophet returns, and returns, and returns again, until the number is 5. Every dawn from Jakarta to Casablanca to the mosque 3 streets from where you are sitting, 1.5 billion people stand and pray 5 times. Islamic tradition says that number exists because an old prophet, standing in the way, said, "They will not manage it. Ask again." That is why Moses fills the Quran, not because he is borrowed, not because he is background, because in Islam, he is the pattern, the shepherd who argued with God and was answered, the fugitive who returned to the palace, the man who was told to speak gently to a tyrant, and did. The Quran does not tell his story once, it tells it 30 times from 30 angles, in 30 moods, to a man in Mecca who was being called a liar, and to everyone who has read it since. Some names are repeated because they are being remembered. His is repeated because someone was meant to recognize himself in it.